Hey, look, man, it's TRB. I get a comment all the time where, and what brought this to mind is I was watching that crazy guy video, but I was gonna make a video about this anyway. I was speaking to Muffin about it, about guys telling you to go buy a truck and guys telling you I would never do lease because why are you taking 100% of the company's responsibility, right? Let me explain something to you. Do you not think you're paying for that truck when you are working for CPM? That's what I don't understand. You are not going lease because I don't want to pay the company's truck note. Regardless of how you drive, if there's a company logo on the side of that truck, you're paying that company's truck note. You're paying that company's fuel. You're paying everything. It's just how much of the pie do you want? And how much are you willing to learn? People say, go to the dealership and buy a truck. You'll tell me, right? You're telling me, I'll go to the dealership and buy a truck. Do you have a direct shipper? Do you have a broker? Do you have a broker's phone number? Do you even know what brokerage you want to go with? Do you know what company you're going to lease that truck onto? Do you know, do you have your own DOT? Going to a dealership and buying a truck is the only difference between going to a dealership and buying a truck and getting a truck from like Quality or going to Snyder or some of these other companies is you have the ability to take the truck where you want and your payment might be a little bit less. That's it. Yet you got a company over here like Quality where you ain't got to come out of pocket for nothing. The Quality lease is 7 years. Nobody stays in a Quality truck for 7 years. The max, 3. For me anyway. Would have been the max, would have been 3. I'm trying to be out of it in 2. Hey, but you're saying, go to the dealership and I'd rather save my money. How much if you're making between 38 cents and 43 cents, how long will it take you to save up enough? 1, what is your credit like? 2, are you buying it on your personal or are you buying it on your business? Are you using the EIN number or are you using your personal credit? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to a dealership to buy a truck, you can't just take $10,000 down and say, give it to me. It's not going to be that easy. Not only is it not going to be that easy, you're paying for a expensive ass truck and you don't even know how to do your taxes. You don't even know how you're going to make the money to pay your monthly truck note. So you're saying I'd rather go to a dealership and buy the truck, but you're not looking at everything it takes to buy a truck. You're not looking at the registration for the truck. You're not looking at the tags for the truck, the insurance for the truck, none of that stuff. All you're saying is I would never go lease and take on 100% of the responsibility of the company. Leasing is like going to school. That's all it is. Leasing is like going to school. Why would you not want to learn in somebody else's equipment, running somebody else's freight? So by the time you do buy you a truck, you'll be able to properly run that truck. You'll be able to have the brokers, the LLC, the business credit, your personal credit. You'll be able to understand what it takes to run the truck. Do you know the permits? Nobody's mentioning permits. You buy your own truck. Okay, where are you just gonna run in your state? Or are you gonna run all 48? There's licenses, permits, taxes, and everything else that go along with buying your own truck. But nobody mentioned that. You know what people say in my comments and what they tell me? Just go buy a truck. Like, I'm on my way to buy a truck. I'm going to get a truck eventually. But there's levels to it. You got to take steps, people. So when you put in my comments, go buy a truck, I laugh at you. And it ain't nothing personal. It's just like, okay, and then what? So I'll work for a company 15, let's say 8 years, because I mean, I got responsibility. I got three youngins at the house, and I want to send them to camp this summer. Well, camp is $250 a piece. The cheapest camp we found. I got 3 of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, $950. Close to $1,000 just to send my kids to camp for the summertime. I got light bill. My light bill is normally like $250, $300. And you're like, why are you telling me this? It's because I got my own situation going on. So I need to do what's best for me. And to stay at a company making $800 to $1,000 a week is not the business for me. For me personally. Maybe I might make $1,100 if I run hard and never go home. But that's not for me. No, you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather run for a company, get the experience I need, my personal plan, and then go lease with a company that preferably has a walk-away program. Do you not understand why it's good to go to a company with a walk-away program? Because you'll be able to gain all the knowledge you need by running that truck. And then whatever happens, let's say you pick everything up and everything's going good, and you do save the money and get your own truck. Well, that's what you do. And then take that truck back to wherever after you get the decals and Qualcomm or whatever put in your truck. You take that truck back, catch an Uber back to whatever terminal you at, get in your truck, because your truck ready to go. Log into that Qualcomm and keep it moving. Go buy a truck. The goal is to buy a truck. The goal is to learn what it takes for ownership of the truck that you want to buy. The goal is not to come out here and just buy a truck. You get what I'm saying? You need to understand what comes along with that responsibility. You need to understand if you can afford to do that. Now, are you taking on 100% of the company's responsibility by going lease? Yeah. But knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And the more knowledge that you can gain in running a lease, or however you want to gain the knowledge, the more knowledge that you learn, the better off you are when you're ready to step out and do your own thing. You've heard me mention, when I go to a shipper, I ask them sometimes, hey, what it takes to pull a load for you? And they give me the information. Guess what? Now I know. So when I do go lease, I know what to do if I want to pull loads for this. And while all the time I'm doing this, because I go to the same places, I'm building relationships. And if I'm on the phone with the next company that I go with that I'm going to lease on, if I'm on the phone with a broker, I'm going to learn all I can from that broker. If I'm looking at the load board, I'm going to learn all I can from that load board. So by the time that I'm ready to go ahead and put 10, 15, 20,000, or just plain straight out buy a truck, 80, 90, 100,000, I know exactly what I'm doing, or I have a good grasp of what I'm doing, and it will be a seamless transition for me. So buying your truck is great. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it at all. But you need to understand the responsibilities that come along with owning your truck. You need to grasp the what goes on with the paperwork of owning a truck. You know what I'm saying? You go lease, you learn how to do lease. While you learn how to do lease, you're building a lot more capital than you would as a company employee. Hopefully. You're understanding the payments that you're making. And even if you get in the frame of mind like this, look, if your payment is X amount of dollars a week, right? Let's say you do end up buying a truck. Well, if you're disciplined enough, the amount of money that you saved to buy that truck, you can use the same payment method to buy a house and pay that house off in 4 years. You know, it's all about discipline. It's all about learning. That's all I'm saying. So for the people that say go buy a truck, I'm going to need you to go ahead and do a video and tell me what all goes into buying a truck. When you walk into a dealership, what's some of the things that you're going to have to look for? Huh? Personal credit? How do you buy a truck with your business credit? Walk in, give me your EIN. But if you don't even have business credit, then you can't do it. And if your personal credit is jacked up, besides your personal bills that you have at home, how much money can you put towards paying off for your personal credit? How long is it going to take you to clean up your personal credit in order for you to be able to walk in, sign your name, give a down payment, and keep it moving? Now, some places say they don't do credit checks, but if you got a bankruptcy, a divorce, garnishments on your stuff, hey. But guess what? If you go to a particular company, all they got to do is send a letter. You walk in, pick a truck, and you're out. And guess what? If you do it right, you'll be able to pick the loads that you want, go where you want, run how you want, learn as much as you can while getting more of the pie. Okay? You get $8,000 to $1,000 this company. If you're picking your own loads and you learn how everything works, guess what? You can get $15,000 to $2,000 a week while learning what it takes to start a business, maintain a business, run a business, and learn your taxes to be profitable with your business. And guess what? Then you can buy a truck because you've probably established business credit. You done got contacts with Georgia Pacific, P&G, Hershey's. You know, you got contacts with them because you went in and they see your face, especially if you're picking your own loads. And let's say those loads pay good and they're in your triangle that you want to run. Boom. There's a load out there in California, in the middle part of California, from a chips place that pays $4,100 for a Snyder. $4,100 for that one load coming back down to Ontario, California. Right? So let's say, hey, I walk in, you know how charismatic I am. And I tell them, I ask them, hey, what would it take for me to pull this load? Well, it takes this type of trailer, this type of truck. Oh, okay. Boom. Then I start learning about my DOT after I buy my truck. All I'm saying is, look, I'm not gonna make the video too much longer. All I'm saying is, for the people that say go buy a truck, it's easy to say go buy a truck. That's like, if you want to have a baby, go have sex. They're not telling you the responsibility on how much responsibility it takes to take care of a child. You know what I'm saying? You just want a cute little, probably a mixed breed baby with beautiful cocoa brown skin and that crimpy curly hair. But you're not understanding diapers. You're not understanding the amount that it costs just to have a baby in the hospital. You're not understanding the nuances that comes along with taking on that responsibility. So you're telling me by me taking on the responsibility of a lease that I can walk away from is worse than taking on the responsibility of a truck that I own, like I'm paying for? If you go lease and it works or it don't work, you can always get that truck back. When I had the big red dickhead, I gave them the keys back. I hopped in the car with muffin mitts and I kissed her on the cheek and flicked her titty, and we was on our way. There was no bad ill will. There was nothing on my credit report. There's no he failed, he this, he that. Here's the keys. Truck is right there. Okay, thank you so-and-so. Thank you, Mr. TRB. You have a good day. I definitely will. But if I would have went to the dealership and got that truck, do you think I could just walk in there and give them the keys back? Do you think I could walk in there and just give them the keys back? That's not gonna happen. Guess what? Now I'm gonna have a bankruptcy because I have a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 piece of equipment on my credit that I can't afford because somebody told me to go buy a truck but didn't tell me how much it takes to run that truck. Leasing for me is school. It's school. It's giving me the knowledge I need, the experience I need, and the know-how I need for me to be able to say this is for me or this is not for me. It's also giving me the connections that I need so when I do get my own DOT and run under my own authority, guess what? I have my own direct shippers because I'm just charismatic. Go buy a truck. Yeah, definitely. Once you have an idea of what you're doing, go buy a truck. Please. I would suggest everybody do that. Go buy a truck. You know? And then a lot of people, like that crazy guy was saying, a lot of people be worried about stuff that don't really even matter. Oh, that truck is governed at this, or I have guys asking me, hey, Can the seat in the truck hold a big guy? I'm 400 pounds. Have you not seen these truck drivers out here? Just weird stuff. Like, I get asked weird questions to the point where I just don't even respond to them. Just thumbs up and keep it moving. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I try not to make this video long, but you know, I likes to talk. So if somebody says in my comment to go buy a truck, but you ain't got a video to tell me the responsibility that come behind that, what kind of money I need to get a DOT, do I need to start a business? If I go buy a truck, do I lease it on or do I just run it? I mean, some people don't even know how to drive the truck off the lot. They don't even know about the paper, not for sale. What does that mean to say not for sale? That you got to put in the window because you ain't got no place or nothing. And temporary insurance. Nobody mentioned nothing about no temporary insurance. They just tell you to go buy a truck. Yep. All I'm saying is, don't go have that, baby. Just yet, till you get a grasp of what you're doing. The goal is to go buy a truck, absolutely. If you can afford it. But if you can't afford it, go to school. And what is school? Lease. What is school? Lease. Walk away lease. In the words of that crazy guy, go buy a truck once you know what you're doing. It's TRB, baby. So yeah, hope that answered your questions. Somebody asked me why would I take on 100% of the responsibility. It's not, I'm taking on the 100% of the responsibility because at the end of the day, if you want to be an owner-operator, meaning have the tag, title, and direct shipper running under your own authority, you need to know what you're doing. Okay? And by taking on the majority of the responsibility from the company, that's what you learn. All right? While getting a bigger piece of the pie and understanding the structure that it takes in order for you to be successful in trucking. I don't know. I don't get it. It kills me every time when I hear that. I would never lease because I would never take on you're getting 38 cents a mile. If that load is paying $2.38 a mile, the company's getting $2 off the back end on you. Right? Because you're getting all these miles. I want the miles. Well, guess what? Those miles that you're running loaded is paying the company bills, baby. It's paying the company bills. And you're going to have the nerve to tell me why? You got a nerve to say to me why? Why would you take on the responsibility? Because I want to learn what they already know. I'll holler at you, man. I'll holler at you. Hey, you know, for the people that feel like, hey, just go buy a truck, leave that stuff down in the comments for me, so I can get a grasp of how you just come into trucking and buy a truck straight out after what? How many years did it take for you to save as a company driver? You can buy a truck if you run properly, or if you run your butt off, you can buy a truck cash probably 2 years if you put a plan together. 2 years. 2 years of running a quality truck. You can buy your own truck. Cash. Paid off. The only thing you got to pay for is the death when that thing break out. Or get your Goliath kit, a rebuilt engine, or whatever you want. All right, I'm out of here. It's TRB. As always, thank you for stopping by.